So here is the 1983 Chevrolet C-30 Custom Deluxe. This is my daily driver every day of the week. It is a small block truck with a 4-speed. I've bought this truck. I've had it for now about 3 years, somewhere in that range, 2 to 3. This truck is a factory 1-ton. Let me widen this thing out just a little bit. This is a factory small block truck with a 4-speed, no AC, of course. As you can see, it is very, very, very covered with pollen. I've not had a chance to yet clean it up because pollen down this way has not stopped. I don't think it's going to stop for a little bit. But it's dirty right now and needs to be cleaned up. I've done calipers on this truck, water pump, timing chain. I've put a distributor in it. I've took a quarter jet off, put a Holly on. Works a lot better. I've done calipers, hoses. I've replaced the hydro boost on this truck. As you can see, rotors and everything's been replaced. A little dirty down in there, but you see the caliper's great on there. And those are 6-inch spikes. I thought the truck would look cool with the red and black, and I enjoy it. It's a really great daily driver for sure. I've painted those wheels. When I got them, they was dull. As you can see, they're shiny. Camera don't pick it up all that well, but when they're polished up, they shine greatly. This truck runs and drives like a top. It drives like a dream. The tent helps out with no air conditioning. It stays a lot cooler in the truck during the summertime due to the tent. I bought it and it was already on the truck when I got it. Surprisingly, this truck does pull very, very good for a small block truck. Never had one pull as good as this one. This truck is geared 456. It has a SM 465 transmission hooked behind it. The guy that originally owned this had it for a long time. It lived up above my house. He's always had square bodies. He's had his truck for years. He sold it, then I found it on Marketplace from another guy that bought it from him. So I snatched this truck up, got it because I wanted it back then when I was young. But of course at the time I was too young to buy it. So finally got old enough to buy it. Luckily it came up for sale and I bought it. Did not have this cowl hood. This cowl hood was added about 4 or 5 months ago. It had the stick-on hood scoops. I do not like them. They don't look good on the truck. So got a cowl hood for it. And of course it looks really, really good on the truck. But the truck is very solid, surprisingly, for a square body. Of course, it's a dual tank truck, but the guy had the truck set up where the passenger side tank is a actual functioning gas tank and the driver side tank is a water tank. He works on tractors and does tractor tires out in the field, so when he would get out on the edge or something, he would have the water tank full and he can use a pump to pump it into a tractor tire. So that's what he did, so he didn't have to run with an extra tank on the back. He built all of this. This was not bought. He actually drew it out and built it. And yes, there's S10 wheels back there. It was originally a white truck. It looked like a company truck. He bought it in Cascade in that area. So this truck was actually a Virginia truck. until he got it. But it's a very clean truck, very good daily driver. It has straight pipes on it. They sound pretty good on here, but I definitely need to add a muffler because the straight pipe kind of gets irritating at times, especially when you get the RPM way on up with it. When you wind it up past 4,000, it just doesn't sound good. Now you see it's been running. I just have pulled it back here, and that's the way straight pipes is ran. It's got a Dana 70 under there. You see all rock chips, of course. It's got a Dana 70 under the back. I added the tinted clearance lights up top because I thought it would look great. Still to come is tinted lenses for the front fenders, and of course on the back fenders needs tinted lenses. Eventually I want to convert this to a 4 headlight truck instead of a 2 headlight, because I do not like how the grill lines up with the headlight housing. Just doesn't look right. It's supposed to be something all the way across here, but that's what the 4 headlight conversion is going to come into play. And eventually I either want to put a Detroit diesel 453T in this truck or a big block. I've been debating between a 396 and a 453T on this truck, but for right now it's my daily and I enjoy driving it, and it turns a lot of heads. It does have a Blue Racer cam in it, so it lopes just a little bit, just enough to notice, and I enjoy it. It's like pretty much a hot rod. Everybody calls it a hot rod, but in my opinion, it's just a normal daily vehicle for me. I enjoy it. Like, it turns heads for sure. It gets a lot of looks. I do love the 4-speed. It's fun. People always say they are hard to shift with the SM465. This one not so much. Surprisingly, it's not that hard to shift, and I enjoy it. I use it to haul my trailer, haul stuff. It does it all pretty much. And as you can see, it's got a very, very long antenna. Top stops right there. But overall, it's a very good daily. I had to do some work to get it to that point of being a good daily, because when I got it, was not that reliable, where the carburetor constantly dumped fuel. Every time you cut it off, it would dump fuel down the intake. It would leak all over the intake. I rebuilt it, found out it was warped, so that's when I put the Holly on. The timing chain, it was horrible in this truck. Had a very lot of slop in it. The valves was way out of adjustment. You can hear them clattering when I got this truck. Did not sound good, did not have good power at all. It barely pulled itself when I got this truck. But that's just some of the work I've done to it. The rear brakes, I've done those on this truck. New wheel cylinders, new hoses. But overall, I have not put that much money in this truck to make it a reliable daily. I've drove this truck to the mountains many times with it, and it goes on up the mountain. I'd keep slowing up for people. This truck, for a small block, like I said, it pulls its weight very good, and it picks up pretty decent for a 1-ton truck. It'll get off a line pretty quick. And right now, where I've got it tuned, got the carburetor tuned in very good. I drive about 30 minutes to work, and I'm getting a little over 2.5 weeks on 1 tank of fuel before it gets down to a little bit under a half with this truck. It turns almost 3,000 RPM at 60 mile an hour. And it sounds good at that RPM, but the torque is there with a small block. At 3,000, you're starting to get into the torque band on it, where you can start making a lot of torque very quick. So I enjoy it, and eventually, like I said, either want to big block swap it or swap a Detroit in it. Everybody come and swap stuff, do something different with a Detroit, and it would be really good in that square body. And eventually, I've not decided on leaving it flat black or eventually putting it tuxedo black, which would look very good on this truck. That's just some of the future plans for this truck. I'm not going to give all the future plans out, of course, at this time. That's just to find out. So, like, subscribe. That's the introduction to my daily that I drive every day of the week. It's a fun daily, and for where I work, I have to have it. So, that's the introduction to this truck, of course. See the sunset, looks great right now. And of course, I let it rough, like normal. But like, subscribe. If you like the truck, comment. If you have a new idea, comment. Might just be one of the new ideas on this truck. And yes, I know that mirror right there does not match the other side. That was lopped off before I got it. So like, subscribe. Find out more projects just like this one, but cooler projects. Not saying this ain't cool. This is pretty cool, at least in my opinion. But like, subscribe, find out more stuff like this. I got a lot of stuff like this everywhere. So y'all have a good night, and y'all take it easy.